Hey, it's Greg Harrelson here, and I wanted to just cut a little video. I had something on my mind I wanted to talk about over the holiday. I started thinking about it, and I thought I'll just shoot a video and send it in hopes that I could help someone, in their real estate career. So the topic is about questions and or objections. You see, a lot of times people are asking questions, but the real estate agent, a little foul there. Sorry about that. But sometimes the client or the prospect is asking a question, but the real estate agent actually hears it as it's an objection. And we have to be really, really careful here. See, if a client or a prospect asks us a question, but we handle it with an objection handler, then what we're really doing is creating the objection. Versus if somebody asks us a question, why don't we just answer the question? Let me give you an example. So if somebody was to ask you, hey, will you cut your commission? See, that's a question. Now, of course, most of us heard that as an objection. And so then we start coming up with all these reasons why we cannot cut the commission, or it may be to a disadvantage of them. It may put them in a weak position. Maybe you won't attract as much demand. In other words, we go on and on and on to handle an objection. In reality, it was really only a question. They said, will you cut your commission? So you could answer, I'm sorry, but no, I can't do that. Any other questions? See, why don't you just answer the questions and then ask them if they have any other questions, and if it comes up again, then that's when you know it's an objection. So again, I'll role play that for a minute. So will you cut your commission? Gosh, I'm sorry, I can't do that. Any other questions? Well, no, I just thought I'd ask. I know, sometimes agents do that. And then we just move on. Or they may say, oh, well, the other agent told me that they would, and that's one of the things that we're really considering in terms of when we're looking at comparison of 2 or 3 different agents. See, now all of a sudden, now you know it's an objection, and you may need to dig deeper. You may need to handle that objection in order to win over the business. At the bottom line, here's what my suggestion is. When you hear somebody ask you a question, don't immediately assume it's an objection. Assume it's just a question. Answer the question, and if they continue to go down the path and ask the question again and again, then it's an objection and you need to handle it. So I predict, or I believe, and this is through my experience, that half the time when people ask us these questions, it's really not an objection. It's only a question. So by following the methods that I'm sharing with you today, you won't really have to handle a lot of objections. In other words, only 50% of the time will you have to handle it, and 50% of the time you just have to answer it. I hope that's helpful. If you have any questions, go ahead and put some, I'm going to be putting this on Facebook. So just go ahead and maybe type in some questions. I'll see that and I'll answer them. I hope that helps you. Have a great day. Go out there and get some business. Talk to you soon.